What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Look what's finally home. Fuck! My car's back. Wonderful, isn't it? In typical Jesse fashion, I've already pulled the front off to redo my intercooler and shit and some other stuff. I got a few things I'm going to change up on the car, or want to do, just, I don't know, just for fun. And just because I've had other ideas from doing on Laurel that I want to do on mine, so yeah. And it's more content to put out, so it should be good. So well, I'm not going to do that right now for this video. That's just going to be on the back burner. For now, as I told you in the last video, I'm going to do mount Jared's intercooler. I've only got a bunch of pipe before to mount it, so I've got some smaller pipe here to make the top sort of brace, like bracket brace holder thingy up top there for that. So yeah, I'll be able to mount that and then see what sort of routing for the pipe we can do, which is cool. So yeah, I'll start and just cut that smaller pipe up and just make a brace probably right along here, and then I can build off it. I'll just have to go get it bent. I've got a bender at work to use. It's not here, but it's alright, I'll go grab it or something like that. So yeah, I'll make the brace in there. We'll still strengthen up these headlight mounts too, because they are fucking flimsy there. Well, that one's alright. This one's missing a bit of material from the corner here, so it's missing the bend in the fold. So yeah, should help brace that. And then I'll make the other brace for the other bracket for the bottom. I don't know what I'm going to do down the bottom there yet, but probably just a couple of tabs or something like that. Something pretty. So cool, yeah, I'll cut that out and get something sorted out, eh? On second thought, actually, upon looking at this, this top panel here is unbolted. It's been cut there, and there's a plate underneath. So obviously you can pull this top panel out. So if you have to pull a motor, you have to jack the motor right up over the panel. You can just lift it up and pull it straight this way. So my idea of welding a bar here is probably not going to be very nice for serviceability. Right, I've just got these L brackets I bent up. I'm just going to weld them straight there. One there, two little feet. And then I'll sit this intercooler on and mark out where the holes are going to be, because it's quite a little bit bent. It's a bit of an old girl, so I'll have to, the holes won't be like perfect, but yeah, we'll make it fit. I'll get it close as possible so that if you need a new intercooler you can just bolt a new one on there, but it shouldn't be too much to get the holes square. It's only, ignore the RFB on there, it's only a little bit. So yeah, we'll make do. Alright, I got those tacked on there. Just size up where this is going to sit. Doesn't look too bad. We've got some clearance below there for the hose joiners to run up under. Yeah, should be sweet. And just to double check, put a hose joiner on there, make sure it does clear and it sits on that. We've got plenty. Minta. Alright, I've fully welded them on there and just rounded the ends a little bit, gave a bit of a point of some description, I don't know. Just to make it look a little bit better. Yeah, I'll drill some holes in it and see if I can straighten some of these posts that are on the bottom. I think one of them's pretty bent. Yeah, that one is bent up, so I think I'll put that in the vise and just see if I can pull on it and get it a bit squarer. And then I'll fucking mark it out on here and drill some holes. Alright, this is our intercooler holding up to the front there, just on the bottom mounts. I don't actually have the headlights here or the bonnet, so I don't really want to make the fucking the brace to pick the top lugs up just yet, because I know R32 bonnets come down and do something like this and the lights are there. I don't want to make a thing up and then the bonnet like interferes with it, so I think it'd be best if I get the bonnet and put it on just to make sure the thing I make clears it all. So it's fine, it doesn't need it just yet though. I can make the piping now as it is. So. Right, I might utilise this U-bend that I've got given by Jared here to make this one, because it's got enough length in the whole bend here that I can actually stick that end in there and it will go over the pipe, and then I'll just chop it through the middle and weld it, you know, so it goes towards the front. So I might just go chop this at work in the bandsaw just to get it square through the middle there. Check it out, look how good that is. That will pretty much, I'll mark that and we'll mark it, I'll tack it on there, and I'll try it out again. Once it's tacked, make sure it's actually good, and then fully weld that, and that'll be that done, that side. It's nice and easy. I've got about that much pipe in there. Probably cut a little bit more off it, but no, should be right. That one there goes into about there as well, which is nice. So lots of engagement on the silicone joiner. Yeah, I'll tack that on, try it out and weld it, and then I'll just flare the end. I'll probably do the other pipe as well and then flare them all together, just so I don't have to make multiple trips. Alright, that's tacked together, fits up sweet. So yeah, I'll fully weld that, see if I can lay some dimes, mate. Alright, got the pipe welded, got some dimes on there, except for some spots. There, it started to run away with the heat. I don't know what was going on. The rest of it looks alright though. Perler, mate, fuck yeah. Spiffing. I'll fit her up. Wow, yeah, I'll fit her up. I'll have to flare this still. Right, so today I'm going to make up this pipe. Right hand side? Yeah, right hand side. I found a bend in my stash of things here, so I'm going to utilise that. I'm just going to go chop it in half like I did with the other one there, right through the middle there. So we've got two 90s. So I'll just make the whole pipe again rather than try to utilise all the old stuff. I've got some random bits of straight in this bend here, so we can pretty much come out here 90 up, and then it's not quite 90 into there, but I'll build the bottom half and then see what sort of angle we need on the pipe to not go quite to go in there. This is going to need a bit of a trim up to get it up in there, and then after that I'll cut the thing off the blow off valve mount and those fittings and stuff off and put them in the pipes in a different spot, so then at least this side's nice and shiny as well. Oh, you know, it's gone quite dull, where the new pipe's nice and shiny and polished. These here are relatively okay, with a bit of a polish, they'll look sweet. So yeah, nice having both pipes looking new. So yeah, I'll get stuck into this, go chop that up and see what we need. Just chopping some spacers up at the moment. A guy wanted to see if I could make these, probably pretty loud, my bad. Guy wanted to see if I could make these spacers. They go from a 3x2 diff to a GDR axle, so 6x1. I don't have a lathe, but the mill slowly working its way through it. I drew it up in CAD last night and just slowly cutting it now. It's out of steel, so the mill's it's pretty slow going with like a big block of steel in there, so not like aluminium where I can cut it a little bit faster. Oh, the other thing I've been toying with is just the wiring for the back for the fuel pump. I decided to fuck the plug off. Got to run a plug because the Deutsch plug's pins are quite small, and these fuel pumps got quite fat wiring on them, and I don't want to have like in the plug there like a thin wire through the plug and then going back to fat, because it kind of defeats the purpose of having big fat wire for your fuel pumps. If there's a weakest spot in the wiring is obviously the thinnest spot, so it'll just blow there if anything. So I don't want to melt the pins or something or melt the plug, so I'll just crimp them together instead. You can still just unbolt them all off there and there to remove it all, so it's not going to be too much fucking hassle for serviceability, but hopefully it won't have to come out like as often as I'm thinking anyway. So yeah, just doing some crimps. Not going to solder them because not meant to solder wiring connections in race cars, because vibrations and stuff break at the solder joints, will break wiring at the solder joints, etc, etc. So yeah, doing that at the same time while doing this piping and doing that, so busy boy. Alright, this is how far I've gotten with this side pipe. I've welded a little end on this bend here. I'll just tack the rest, and this is just sitting on here for now, but that's pretty much the gist of how it's going to go. As you can see, the angle for the throttle body compared to the where the pipe's going is a little bit off, so I have to cut that angle out of that there, and then we can run it straight and it could go in there. I might have to trim this pipe down a little bit, just so it sits like that. That way when we've trimmed the edge of this, it's got that sort of, you know what I mean? Just a little bit too high. So I might chop like 10mm out of it or so, and then trim that on the same angle. But what here might sort of mark it like that same angle as the silicone joiner flat, so kind of like that needs to come out of it. So I'll trim that with a grinder, make sure it looks good, and then we'll see how it all lines up. Alright, I chopped that. Apparently you can chop it with a tube cutter. I don't think you cut around bends with it, but yeah, it worked out alright. So as you can see, pretty much a straight run into the throttle body from there. So I'll give that a tack, hold it in place, make sure it's all going to work, and then we'll just add on like yay much pipe, and yeah, weld it all up, double check it fits, and then I will have to weld the blow valve flange on there and the air temp sensor and idle feed onto this new pipe, but I'll just cut them off there. Either that or maybe just get some new ones. I'm not overly dare to buy new bosses, so I might just buy a new boss, then it's nice and new. Right, we've got that pipe all tacked and sitting how I want it, so we'll just measure this. So like yay much, 90mm. Cut a piece of 3" 90mm straight, weld it on there, and then do one last final fit, and then I'll fully weld it on there. Sweet. Right, done the final tack up and fitment here, so fits up pretty good, nice. I've got the blow valve cut off the old pipe, so I'll just sit it somewhere reasonable, probably like there or something, and give that a mark, and then holster it after it's fully welded there, because it's going to be over that weld probably, unless it's on the bend there. I don't know, I'll mark it out and put it somewhere, and put the idle feed port on there as well, and his intake temperature sensor was a bit fucked when I took it out. It had been repaired and siliconed in there, so I'm going to get a new one of those, so I'll finish it up and then just do that later on. So yeah, I'll get that fully welded, just put on, should be fucking all completed. Alright, I've got this pipe welded up, got the blow valve port on there, I got that on there. Just have to wait for a bung for the intake temp sensor and the sensor itself. Yeah, turned out pretty schmick, mate, not bad. So yeah, it should fit up there pretty nicely. Alright, that's it all plumbed up. Pretty sweet. Piping all done, bar that intake temperature sensor, but that's no biggie. And smack. Might make the bracket for the intercooler now that I've got the bonnet and the front bumper somewhere. Yeah, they got dropped off the other day, so I can actually make this piece up here. We already kind of sized it up, and it's not going to interfere if I make a little bent up piece of pipe in there with some tabs on it to hold the top of the intercooler. So yeah, should be minter. What you looking at, dog? What you looking at? Right, I might leave the I was going to make the bumper support in this video as well, but I might leave that for another video, because I want to get this out tonight, and I'm sort of running out of time to knock it out. But I might knock out the at least the top bracket for the intercooler there, just to hold that steady. Then it's mostly complete in the front. Yesterday, while my camera was charging, I just ended up wiring up the fuel pumps, and the sender, just into a bit of this and that. Nothing fucking groundbreaking or like SEMA worthy. Well, some shit at SEMA is actually fucking gross, so it's probably actually better than some of that stuff. Yeah, just gotta earth all the pumps and shit, just on the chassis somewhere. Yeah, the road's gonna get a fitting for this for me, and he's gonna get a intake temp sensor and the bung, so I can finish that off as well. So yeah, I might knock that out today and then get this video out, and then do another one next weekend or something. So yeah, because today I'm probably going to mostly focus on getting this cut out for someone, and I might show you that at the end maybe. And I don't know, I've started dreaming up some ideas for the Sylvia as well. My power steering pump was leaking, and since it sits on top of the alternator, it started leaking fluid like into the alternator. So I like the power, like the mechanical power steering. I'm not a really big fan of the electric one. I don't know why. I just don't want to go out by the pump, then old Astra pump, and I don't want to have to mount to that and run all the lines and all the fucking. Then I don't know if the alternator's going to handle it and shit. So I like the mechanical pump, and so I might just reseal. It's just a gasket between there, so I might just reseal it or something, see if it works or some shit like that, or gasket cement or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to move it. I want to redesign it so the pump sits at the bottom somewhere and the alternator on the top, so that if it does leak again, it doesn't leak onto the alternator. So my idea was to actually, because my motor's sagging now, my engine mount on the side there, you can probably see like that, the motor's like dipped down. I'm probably gonna fuck the engine mounts off and actually make up a big plate for the front. I don't know if you guys have seen those big motor plate mounts, like a big piece of aluminium that mounts like right across the back, like across the face of the motor there, like a couple of pickup points there, and then you can mount it on rubber mounts there each side, like a different design or something like that. It also stops the motor trying to twist at the engine mounts, because since the mounts are in the middle of the motor, when you're making heaps of torque, like it tries to twist the block, and since there's like mounted in the middle, it tries to twist, and it's like the fracture point there. That's why you see some motors break in half at the engine mounts, because that's what's happening. So yeah, I want to make a motor plate mount for the front of it to mount it that way, and then it doesn't have any twist action through the middle. That way also, if it's a big bit of aluminium, everything's going to be nice and easy to mount off the side of it, because you've got a big piece of fucking aluminium to mount everything off. So that's the idea for that, but that'll be a little bit away, so I'll probably potter away at that here and there. So I might touch base on it in like short parts of some videos coming up. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, I'm going to start that thing up and do some mounting for that intercooler. Alright, here's the quick little mount I've come up for the front. I've just welded some pipe off and then obviously notched it and welded this part that I bent up. So the intercooler is obviously bent, like you guys know, so I've made this square. So what I'll do is I'll make these tabs like quite long, so if he does eventually get a new intercooler that's square again, you can just use more meat, probably this end. This tab can come out to like here, put a hole there, and this one here I'll make the same size, but I'll obviously have the hole here. But you know, you get a new intercooler and you just move the hole, so that'll work for future replacements, hopefully. So it is a bit dangly just because it's the radiator support's like bolted. Like I've welded it to that piece that has been cut and then re-bolted on, so obviously this piece comes out and you got all the room to pull your motor forward when you remove it. So I don't know whether or not I make some more tabs off the bottoms and like pick up maybe down here somewhere, but we'll have them bolt instead, so that if you want to pull this panel out, you can unbolt it up here and from down here, and then it gives it a bit of strength too. So yeah, we'll probably do that. I'll get these tabs sorted out though. Alright, got the tabs welded on. As you can see, the holes are offset, so for the bent intercooler, but she's all good. She's pretty sturdy now actually. I don't even know whether we'll need that other brace I was talking about. Once it's all tightened up, it's pretty sturdy. So yeah, that's that pretty much 99% done, bar the air intake sensor, which is going to go in there. So that's pretty cool. Another job ticked off. Next one I'll do is probably the front bumper. Got the bumper up there, so I'll make that inner iron, make that all fit up good. So yeah, but for now we'll call the video here, and yeah, we will see you guys in the next one when I make the iron for that. This fucking mill is rowdy, man. I don't know, I got my speeds all wrong, but we've almost got this cut out. Get in there. So yeah, cheers for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Yeah, see ya when I see ya, probably next weekend. Cheers.